Climate change is the defining issue of our time, and we are at a defining moment. From shifting weather patterns that threaten food production to rising sea levels that increase the risk of a catastrophe flooding, the impacts of climate change are global in scope and unprecedented in scale. Without drastic action today, adapting to these impacts in the future will be more difficult and costly. The main cause of climate change is global warming, which has many negative consequences on physical, biological, and human systems, as well as other effects. The problem is that daily human activities maximize the greenhouse effect, causing the planet's temperature to increase even more. Some of the most important causes of climate change are greenhouse gases, destruction of land ecosystems and deforestation, destruction of marine ecosystems, and population increase. In recent years, several governments and associations around the world have taken an interest in this serious issue, and many of them have concluded that the main measures to protect the environment are the following. 1. Mitigate the effects. Mitigation consists of actioning actions to reduce the limit greenhouse gas emissions to prevent the global temperature of the planet from continuing to increase. 2. Adapting to the environment. Adaptation focuses on actions to reduce vulnerability in the face of the effects of climate change, such as improving infrastructure and making facilities safer and more resilient, reforesting and landscape restoration, water treatment and purification, and finally flexible and varied farming to be prepared for natural catastrophes. 3. International agreements. Research and international collaboration are essential to combat climate change. Many associations in the world want to change this situation. Also, since the beginning of the millennium, several countries around the world take measures that are based on legal merits and that regulate the social and industrial impact on the environment. Some of the international collaborations are like United Nations Fragment World Convention of Climate Change, Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement, etc. Mexico is emerging as a regional leader in Latin America in the fight against climate change with two new initiatives to cut greenhouse gas pollutants and promote clean energy. By reducing short-lived greenhouse gas emissions and scaling up renewable energy, Mexico can achieve cleaner and healthier air, help fight climate change, and create new green jobs and opportunities for its citizens. In the community where I live, climate change is an emerging issue. However, for several years, environmental education in schools and by the government has been responsible for showing society some measures to change the effects of climate change. The ones that stand out the most are the classification of waste, reduction of automobile use, the prohibition of garbage burning, laws and that protect ecosystems and different local organisms, among others. Finally, in my opinion, I would like to mention that environmental degradation and climate change factors can be minimized with simple actions that have a beneficial result on a bigger scale. Mentioning that it is necessary to implement studies based on models and observations that contrast the environmental impact of the present and allow us to predict future conditions. Even so, it is the responsibility of each individual to inhibit the conditions that promote the deterioration of the environment progressively and constantly, together with the awareness of the various companies responsible for the concentrations of greenhouse gases. Thanks.